everyone, this is Crystal, and today I'm working in my 2020 Project Life album. This is week 8. As you can see, I already have my photos printed and placed kind of where I think they're gonna go. So for supplies, I have a kit that I created from my stash. So this kit is specifically geared towards making pocket pages or Project Life pages. And if you're curious about how I put this kit together, I actually have a class. So I have my very first class with Big Picture Classes is currently available on their website. I will be sure to link that down below. In that class, I walk you through all of the steps you need to know for how to put a kit together from your stash. I give you tips and tricks as well as some guidelines for what to include and what not to include, just to keep your kit very workable and usable, and so that you don't get overwhelmed with too many supplies. So this class is meant to help you get your stash used up and use it to create beautiful pages in your albums. And it is for any kind of scrapbooking, not just pocket pages. It's for scrapbooking in 12 by 12 or 6 by 8 or Traveler's Notebook. It applies to all of them. So like I said before, I'll link it down below. Please go check it out. There is a free trial on Big Picture Classes. If you have never heard of them, you definitely want to check that out. There's a ton of wonderful classes on that site. So be sure to go check that out. And I am going to put you on fast forward and get started with this page. So I'm going to start by going through the cards that I've chosen for this kit and choosing which ones I want to use for this page. These cards are, I think, mostly a mix of Feed Your Craft, designed by In a Creative Bubble. There are some Studio Calico cards, and I think there are a few Hip Kit Club cards as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one that I've just put at the bottom of the page, it says Wonderful, that's from Hip Kit Club. The one I'm adding to the top right, the one that says Everyday Life, that is Feed Your Craft. And then the same with the 3x4 cards. It's a mix of those. And that just happened to be what I pulled from my stash first, and I stopped as soon as I had enough cards for this kit. So I didn't dig any deeper into what I had than that. So that's why it's just a mix of those three companies. So you can see I've pulled out quite a few that I thought would work for this spread. I really love a lot of these cards, so I was excited to get them used, and I just plunked them down and then decided to kind of edit through and pick out which ones I definitely wanted to use. But it takes me quite a while to make that decision, so I'm just trying out each combination, seeing what I like. Eventually I will decide on that kind of darker reddish orange card off to the right as my title card. And I do keep the Everyday Life card and the two on the left side, and I will end up replacing the one there on the right with another one from Hip Kit Club here in just a second. As soon as I found it in the little stack, and that's going to be the cards I go with. So next, I'm going to start going through the embellishments. So I have this little bin of mostly die cuts and a few other little pieces that I pulled from my stash. So if you've been following this channel for a while, you may know that I recently resorted all of my older die cuts by color. So I was able to go to those little color bins and just pull out ones that worked with the colors that were in this kit pretty easily. And I didn't over select. I kept it very minimal so that it would be easy to go through and easy to get them used up. So that's what I have here. These are a mix of die cuts from Citrus Twist kits, and I think there's a few from Pink Fish Studio, and then there are also some really old ones from American Crafts. Those florals are from a super old die cut pack from American Crafts. So that's where those are from. And then I also chose this sticker sheet from Pink Fresh Studio. This is a well-loved sticker sheet, but there's still a lot of usable pieces here. So I added it to this kit just because the colors coordinated with the cards I had chosen really well. And I'm just going to start looking through what's there and trying to decide how many things from this sticker sheet I want to add and how I want to create my embellishment clusters on my cards and photos. So I'm going to start with this photo on the bottom just because I know I don't have a lot of journaling to write for that one, so it should be pretty easy to put together a little embellishment cluster. So I've chosen a sticker, just a little label from that Pinkfish Studio sticker sheet, and one of the flower die cuts as well, and then I'm going to end up adding a second flower die cut just to bring in some of that lighter pink color. And it does have that brighter green leaf on it, which I end up cutting off, thinking I wouldn't use them on this spread, that I would just cut those off of the flowers, but I do end up adding them back just because I really liked the little bit of bright green that it added. It just added a nice contrast to the otherwise very soft, subtle colors on this page. So I've moved on now to this top card, and I'm starting to layer some things up and figure out how I want them, but this is when I realize I really need to add my journaling before I do any more embellishing, so that I don't end up not giving myself enough space to add the journaling that I want to add. So I'm going to set the embellishments aside and grab my typewriter and come back and start adding the journaling. So I thought I'd show you this part for a change, and you can see how I add the journaling to my cards. So sometimes I add them to larger sheets. These were all really thick cards, so I didn't have to worry about them going through the typewriter too much. So I marked with a pencil where the photo is going to sit on this card, and then I can just start typing the journaling in the empty space. It takes me a while to figure out what I want to type, just because I don't pre-write the journaling. I just kind of type ad lib, and you can see it didn't go through perfectly. It was a little bit wonky there towards the end, and then you'll also see that I end up typing with one finger. That's because I find these keys fairly hard to hit, and when I type like I normally do, I don't get a good impression. So I get a much better impression if I give it a little bit more force with a single finger. So this is how I do it. This is how I type. It was a subscriber who gave me the tip of always making sure those two little black roller pieces are lined up on your card, and that has made a world of difference. So thank you very much for that. And yeah, that's my journaling all done. So I can put my typewriter away and go back to embellishing. And that is a We Are Memory Keepers typewriter, in case I didn't mention that before. It is not a vintage one. It's a We Are Memory Keepers one, and it's not perfect, but it does do a pretty good job. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so I'm going to start by working on my title card. You can see I have another one of those little floral pieces and a little ticket that's from Citrus Twist, and then I'm just trying to figure out what alphas I want to use. So I'm going to end up going with I think these lighter blue ones. So this is a little pack of puffy alphas from, I think, Hip Kit Club in 4 different colors, which made it super nice to add to this kit. It gave me lots of options, but I'm going to end up going with these lighter blue ones because they match the floral pretty well. And I like the way that looked. So I'm just spelling out week 8 because this kit doesn't have any numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and spell out the word 8. And then before I add it to the card, I'm going to end up adding a label below it. So I had debated a little bit how to do this, whether to add the title onto the white part and just stamp directly onto the white part, or whether to move the title up and then add a label. And I decided to go ahead and add a label. And these are older ones from Ellie's Studio. I thought about maybe using this one from Pinkfresh, but it was a little too wide. So I'm going to cut up this one from Ellie's Studio. I think this is from Live, Laugh, Love, if I can read that correctly. So again, another older collection. I had a few things from that collection. So the colors, again, worked really well with this kit. So I've added them here. And I'm going to use that to stamp the dates for this week. And you can see I'm moving that title up onto the pattern part so that the label can sit on the white part. And that just gives another little touch of color to this title card. So then I can grab my date stamp and some black ink and just stamp out the beginning and ending dates of this week. And I do give myself some space in between because I have these puffy heart stickers from Citrus Twist Kits that I thought I wanted to add in the center. And I just had enough space to add the smallest of hearts to that card in between the 2 dates. Okay, so moving on to the next card. I like the way it's looking. I'm going to go ahead and start sticking things down. I have a small tab from Citrus Twist that I'm going to add to the side of my photo, and then I'm going to also create a little embellishment on top of it. Sorry, I ran out of adhesive. I had to go grab another roll of adhesive, and then I can come back and start actually gluing things down. Okay, so that's where that's going to go, in that blank space, and then I'm going to layer up the floral and that little word that says rest, and then I can add that other floral to the other side just to keep it balanced and trim off the edge. And I was careful when I trimmed off the edge to make sure I could still use those leaves on another spot on this spread. So I also added a stamp set to this kit, and I don't always add stamps to the kits I create, but I especially like to do so when I am working in Pocket Pages or with Project Life. So this is a stamp set from Citrus Twist Kits, and I don't remember exactly when it's from, but if it's still available, I'll be sure to link it down below. And you can see I totally messed up the stamping. So I had layered 2 stamps together and forgot I had left that one on the card when I went to stamp the other one, and it didn't stamp right. So I found another set of these LE Studio labels. This is a larger set, and I'm just going to cover that up. I'm going to stamp directly on the label and then cover up my messed up stamping, and you will never know it was there. So easy way to fix stamping when you don't get it right the first time is just stamp it on something else and layer it over the top. Okay, so I like this much better. I can go ahead and adhere that down, trim off the side, and then that is this card just about done. I'm going to add a little puffy sticker to finish it off, and that's going to be it. So I can move on to the next photo on the spread, and I debated on this one whether to add that little die cut that was from Citrus Twist Kits or this sticker that says friends. I end up going with this sticker just because I liked that it was a different color than the card right next to it. So again, I just layered up another puffy sticker on top of that, and then I'm going to call that one good. So for this one, I have a little tag that's from a Citrus Twist cut apart sheet from a while ago, and I'm going to layer it again with another little sticker from that Pink Fresh Studio sticker sheet, and add those both to the bottom of the photo, and that's it for that one as well. I'm keeping things pretty simple, just trying to use up the supplies and get this page done. Since all of my journaling has been typed, now it's really just a matter of adding all the pretty things. So I added a little stamp to the label I had already added to that other photo, and then I am adding a little tiny die cut to the bottom of this card, and the 2 die cuts on the photo, one that says best of friends and then another one of those little floral pieces, and that's going to be just about it for the die cuts and embellishments. I do go back and add in those leaves that I had cut off of the other flowers back onto a few of the spots, just to give it some more color and some more interest. So there you can see I'm going to add those leaves to that top card, and another couple puffy stickers because you can never have too many of those puffy hearts on a page. And then to finish it all off, I'm going to come in with my gold stapler and staple down all of those puffy hearts because, again, I cannot resist stapling down those hearts. I just love the way it looks when you add a staple to those little puffy stickers. So that's going to be it for this spread. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this process. There are tons of close-up photos coming up for you to see all the details on this spread. If you have any questions about anything that I have included here or anything I've used, feel free to leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. And once again, be sure to go check out my class at Big Picture Classes. I think that you would really enjoy it, and I put a lot of work into it and a lot of love into that course. So I did that because I want to help all of you use up your stash and have fun creating with the items you already own. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and I will see you all back here very soon.